Hi, I'm Lauren Morris from Lake Runs Red, and you're watching The Sit Down with 13th Wolfman.
Hey everyone, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know what I got with me today? I got a special guest. I got a young lady who's putting out her first movie, Lake Runs Red. Lauren Morris, who plays Melissa, is in Sit Down with me. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited.
This is great. Yeah, I'm excited about this movie. I remember seeing the teaser trailer for it,
hmm Yeah,
and
and
I just saw it and I was like, I got to see this. So,
yeah, we're actually having another trailer come out in July, so the official one is coming out in July.
right, that's the one that you guys are gonna have on the website. LakeRunsRed.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I stumbled across this whole movie on Twitter, and then I had to go to the website and look it all up. And I'm a
hmm
horror freak, so I love all horror.
Well, maybe like this.
Yeah, I probably will.
hmm
So, according to your IMDb, this is your first feature.
Yes, it is.
Can
Um,
we talk? Can we talk a little bit about the process and how they found you for the role?
yeah, okay. Um, they actually had an advertisement online for auditions. So basically, I got a hold of Jason, he's our director, and we ended up showing up at, it's called the Mixed Blood Theater in Minneapolis. It's just like a small theater.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it's an older building. It's kind of like a artist collective. Anyway, yeah, I showed up there for the auditions, and they were really laid back. It was really nice. And then a little while later, I got a call back. So then I showed up, and actually during the callback, me and Kaci, she plays Lauren in Lake Runs Red, we were partnered together for the scene they had us reading for callbacks. And then about a week later, I was notified that I had received the role of Melissa.
Wow, that's great. So, how big would you say that the cattle call was, or the open audition?
Um, it lasted for a few days. The one I went to, I don't know, I'd say it's pretty big.
Okay.
I don't even know how many because people were coming in and out and leaving. So I don't know exactly how many, but it was pretty busy.
So you're saying you beat out quite a few people for this role.
hmm
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, some people go through very extensive training, starting back as far as like junior high, and go on forward.
hmm
Uh, were you always going to be an actress, or did
No.
this?
Oh, sorry.
No,
No.
no, that's fine.
In fact, I did plays through middle school just for fun. Same with high school, but I would say it's around my junior year of high school that I actually decided it's something that I wanted to pursue. So before then, I hadn't had any training, but I'm actually a theater major right now. So that's about as extensive as my training's gone. And then previous experience from shows that I've been in.
That's probably the best kind of experience, though. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I have
know.
that experience.
So, what kind of plays have you done?
I've done all kinds. I was Alice in Alice in Wonderland. That was one of my favorite shows. I've been in like Noel Coward shows, which are like old
Yeah,
British
I know who
shows.
Noel Coward is.
I was actually in one of those this past spring, actually. A couple of musicals, a couple of straighter plays, one more of a historical show.
Yeah, my cousin's a Shakespearean actress. She does nothing but Shakespeare.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just can't wrap my head around Shakespeare.
Shakespeare is hard to memorize, but once you have it down, it's actually really fun.
Yeah, but you still don't know what you're talking about.
You get the hang of it once you get further into it.
I know. I just have. I like to give her a hard time about that, but
Mhm.
but yeah. So, do you have any like great stories that you have from the set that you could talk about, like
Um,
bloopers, mistakes, personal experiences?
yeah, actually, okay, so we were on set, and it was probably like our second or third day in a row. And, everyone was exhausted, and I was really exhausted. And I actually fell asleep on set, not during a scene that I was in. I was on a chair covered with like a bunch of blankets or whatever, and I guess they just filmed around me. So I guess if you're watching it, you can see it doesn't look like me. It looks like just a pile of blankets, but it's something fun to watch for.
Really? So where's this in the movie? I
This
mean,
is
so I know where to watch. I mean,
yeah. It's around the middle.
okay.
I'd say probably like closer to the beginning, but still in the middle.
But I mean, is it an outside scene? Is it an indoor scene? What?
Indoor.
Okay.
Yep, it's an
Yeah.
indoor scene.
Okay. So, did you know any of the people that you worked with?
No, I didn't. The first time I met anyone was at auditions. I was partnered with Casey,
Right.
and that's where I met Jaydan and Jason. And then from there, after I had um, received the role of Melissa, a couple weeks later, we ended up meeting, and that's when I met most of the rest of the cast and crew.
Yeah, and
So,
just became like a family.
yeah, actually, we became really close. Some of us still keep in touch and hang out and stuff.
This is all taking place back in Minnesota, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
northern Minnesota.
Wow. Well, you know what? Let's do the pictures. So right now, I want to show a few pictures from the movie. So there you go. So the pictures that we showed were your title card, which of course you look right in.
Thanks.
Casey covered in blood,
Hmm.
blood and muck and just all. You at a it looks like you're at a general store ducking down behind something.
Oh, a liquor store, yeah.
Okay, liquor store. What? Just because there's liquor there doesn't mean it wasn't a general store. So I wasn't quite sure. And then we have the movie poster with the web address, the URL, www.lakerunsred.com, which looks really cool. There were two posters, and I wanted to go with this one, so people could find the website, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those pictures look great. Um, what are your goals? I mean, what do you want to achieve in the acting world?
Okay, so I'm a theater major, but I'm also, okay, so I'm a double major. I'm also going for business administration. So while I really love acting, it's really hard to get a job with theater. So I'm kind of hoping to do the business side of theater is kind of what I'm going for.
That's
Whether it's um, like the marketing for shows, like if I were to work in a theater or something like that.
that's really smart to go into the business side of it because a lot of people forget that, when it comes to movies, it's show business. They always forget the business side.
It is a
You-
business. Yeah, a lot of people don't think about that, but it's more a business than anything sometimes. So, and and acting is really important to me. That's definitely something I'm passionate about. So I'd like to pursue that, but I'd also like to be smart about it and be able to make money with what I'm doing.
No, I don't
And
blame you.
that way I can still be involved with theater, but I can actually um, kind of be behind the scenes as well as hopefully.
Do you see yourself writing, directing, producing down the road?
Um, Before I had been in Lake Runs Red, I hadn't really thought about it at all. But after seeing a little bit more how the outside process works, I definitely think that it's something I'd look into. I'm actually going to be taking some directing classes next year, so I think I'll probably like it. And if I do, that's something I'm going to probably go towards as well.
There's a lot of female directors out there now. A lot more in horror than there used to be. I mean,
Hmm.
Jessica Cameron directed Truth or Dare,
Hmm.
you know, and oh, I just saw Melissa Laredo, who's got a movie coming out called Sorrow.
Hmm.
You know, I just blanked on her name, and but yeah, that's a side of the camera I would love to be on. I would love to be on the whole, directing, writing, side, producing side of it.
Hmm.
I'm not in the front of the. This is the only time you see me in front of the cameras when I do, the videos.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just don't know if I have the comfort.
It's very different. It's a very different experience, but I don't know. I liked it. I had fun with it.
Have you always been a fan of horror?
Actually, no. I used to not like horror just because I get scared easily. But in preparation for the auditions for Lake Runs Red, I actually watched a bunch of horror movies trying to figure out like how I was going to approach the auditions and what kind of the directors might be looking for. And I actually found that there are a few that I do like.
Oh
I
yeah.
tend to like ones that are more psychologically horror, or even just more suspense. I like it if it has a psychological element to it, though. Especially if there's like a twist at the end.
There's quite a few of those in horror films.
Hmm. Yeah.
What are some of your favorites?
Okay, my favorites. I love the classic ones. Like obviously, I like Psycho. I love Carrie, and I actually just saw the remake they made of it. I prefer the original one, but the remake was good too.
I
Um,
think Chloe did a great job in the remake.
I love Chloe Grace Moretz. I I definitely liked the cast they had for it.
And
I've seen the original one more than I've seen the newer one. So,
yeah, yeah. I've been a horror fan since I was like 5 years old. So
hmm.
you're talking like 40, what was it, 42 years of horror. I've seen a lot of movies.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Exactly.
I know what you're saying. I mean, Brian De Palma did do a great job with the original Carrie.
Hmm.
But man, I did really, I
I
loved
really
that.
liked the remake of it.
I liked the new cast. I really thought they picked a perfect cast for that movie.
I agree. I think Chloe Grace Moretz did a really good job of especially like the change at the end where she just snaps, like she goes from a really shy, quiet person, and then just completely kills everybody. I
Yeah,
think she did a really good job of like just changing on the spot like that.
and Julianne Moore is Mrs. White.
Oh yeah, she was scary. She was good though.
Yeah, that was great. Just yeah, so that's cool. I love when new people actually find out that they like horror
Oh
because
really?
a lot of people just shrug it off and go, horror. Who wants to watch that?
Mm-hmm.
Then you find out, oh man, I like this stuff. But
Yeah, the
yes,
adrenaline rush kicks in, and yeah,
and it's fun to be scared.
it is fun to be scared. Yeah, agreed. Sometimes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have Dan on and Casey on like in September.
Okay.
What kind of questions should I ask them? What stories should they talk about?
For Dan and Casey.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Casey and I had a lot of fun scenes together. There were a few that I was not in though that I know that she did a really good job in. I think she had to find ways to work with very different situations that she definitely wasn't used to. Okay.
That's
Um,
fine. Go ahead.
that she definitely wasn't used to. Dan would be interesting to talk to just because he was behind the camera. So he was
Yeah.
able to see how all of it was being put together, um, able to see what worked, what didn't work. He also helped write it. So I think he'd definitely be a good person to talk to about it all.
Okay. So, what's the best, oddest, or worst thing that ever happened to you while acting?
Specific to Lake Runs Red or in general?
Just in general.
In general. Okay. There was a scene in Harvey one time, and it's kind of a cheaper set, but they had the instead of a window, it looked like a window, but it was like a piece of glass with like writing on it, like for the
Okay.
doctor's office name or whatever, and it just fell off in the middle of a show, and like we had to keep going as if it didn't happen, but it was like it wasn't cardboard, it was like like that harder plastic that it will shatter.
Okay.
It did that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had to just
That's
walk around it, pretend like it wasn't there.
hey, the show must go on. That's the
Hmm.
saying. You
Yeah,
know.
exactly. That was probably the worst one. But other than that, I haven't really had any bad experiences.
What about your best one?
My best one, oh, okay, I played Alice in Alice in Wonderland, like I mentioned earlier. And that one was fun. It was difficult because Alice is in every single scene because it's her dream that she's going through. Um, but there were a few songs that they wanted me to sing in there, and usually I was fine with it. There was one though that went from really low to really high within like like that fast,
Yeah.
And I usually struggled with that one, but on our last performance, I hit it perfectly. So that was probably my best one because I was really proud of that. But yeah.
That's got to be different. I don't think I've ever seen a musical performance of Alice in Wonderland as a
Hmm.
play.
Yeah.
So
It was very different. Um, but I don't know. I had fun with it. A lot of bright colors, a lot of fun music and dancing.
uh, what's like one of your favorite '90s bands?
Favorite 90s bands?
Yeah, I
NSYNC.
In Sync.
Yeah.
I said band.
One band. It counts. Um, no, they were actually one of my first CDs was an NSYNC CD. So yeah, I used to love them. I still sometimes listen to them in my car. Actually, I'll be jamming out to them. It's fun and it's also embarrassing at the same time.
Yeah, I never listened to them, so I don't know. It's always the little more the harder rock side, you know.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains, Faith No More, stuff like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, so I one of my favorite bands from the '90s is actually the Goo Goo Dolls,
Yeah.
and I always hated their name though.
Hmm.
It's like the worst name.
It kind of makes you not want to listen to their music, but they're actually pretty good. Like, I do like them as well.
Yeah, I love their music, but it's like, who wants to actually go up to their friend going, "What do you listen to?" I'm listening to Megas. Who are you listening to? The Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want to say.
Right.
But '90s had like really cool band names. I always thought,
Hmm.
Crash Test Dummies. They're just watching a commercial or something. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
bare bare naked ladies, where it's all dudes.
Hmm.
Yeah, what a
Yeah.
lie that was, huh?
Right.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Um, not specifically. I don't know. It was just a really fun experience. It was different because I'm used to doing stage shows. So the acting style is very different, and the whole process is very different when going from stage to film, especially for the first time. So it was something I had to get used to. It was a lot of fun, but
Well, yeah, with stage, it's there are no second takes.
exactly, no, you do it once, and either you do it right or you don't, and you have to make it work either way. Whereas with film, if you mess up, it doesn't matter. You're going to do it again anyway. So
Yeah.
they'll be able
You,
to take the best.
but you got to think that some of the best stage actors make the best film actors because they have that habit, I guess. I don't know if that's the proper word, but they have that in them that if you're a stage actor, you got to learn your role. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no I'm gonna skim through this and guess and do the best. It's like you got to know your lines. So
Hmm.
when you show up to do a movie, it's like, well, here are your lines. You're like, okay, I got to learn them.
Yeah.
I mean, they have great habits in that accord is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
I mean, Laurence Olivier.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that I had a pretty easy time remembering the lines. I think you're right. I do think that related to the stage acting. Um, that definitely did help, I think. Although switching from different acting styles, because on stage you have to be way more dramatic and way more big, whereas if you were to do that on screen, that would not work. Um,
Well, you got to let the people at the back of the theater hear you. That's the whole thing. You got to
and be able to
what's
see you and
what's the
understand.
word? What
Project.
project? Yeah, thank you.
Project. Yeah, you have to be able to project. Whereas if you're on film, you don't really have to do that. You just have to make it look very, very, very realistic. And sometimes, even more subtle is better.
Yeah, and plus they got a boom mic. It's like
Yeah.
standing like right here. When you don't have
Like,
to scream to the back of the theater.
right.
So, along with doing film, I mean, are there any plays you want to do that you haven't done, like Death of a Salesman or something?
Um, yeah, I would love to do the Glass Menagerie.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, I like that one a lot. I also, okay, musicals, I love Beauty and the Beast. That's one of my favorites.
Okay, the
Sweet,
real version or the Disney version?
the Disney version.
Okay.
Yeah. But actually, one of my very favorite musicals is Sweeney Todd. And I know that right now I would not be cast as Mrs. Lovett, but one day that is my dream role is to play Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd.
That is cool.
Hmm. I wouldn't be cast as her now, but hopefully.
Yeah, that's one to shoot for. I love Sweeney Todd. I've actually seen that one live.
Oh, have
You
you?
know,
I'm
yeah.
jealous.
Don't be. I when it comes to theater, I've only seen probably in my lifetime 10 plays,
Mm.
and I was just lucky enough to see that one because I'd heard, that there was a scene in it where someone gets their neck cut. And I was like, oh, really? How do you do that? I'm thinking,
Scenes.
how do you do that in live theater?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, they do a
it
really good
worked.
job.
Yeah, it's like, well, next to actually, you know, doing it, how do you?
Hmm. Exactly.
I
No,
saw
it's definitely one of my
I saw
favorites.
Peter Pan,
Oh, did you?
and that's a if you're I saw it when I was like about 18, and so it's really weird to see it as an 18-year-old because that definitely is a play just directly nailed for kids.
Hmm.
But it's a cool play.
It is. It's a fun play to do too. That's one that I would think would be a lot of fun. Mostly, I would just want to be in the fly lines. I think that would be fun. But because a lot of stage versions of Peter Pan, they actually have the actors like in a harness and
Yeah,
actually fly, and I think that looks like a lot of fun. But
until the harness breaks.
well, hopefully it wouldn't. I,
But yeah, no,
I'd make somebody much bigger than me test it out before I would test it out, just to make sure. So
see, but that'd be the person that weakened it,
oh, that's true.
and then
Then
you
never
get
mind,
into
I
it,
wouldn't do that.
if you have a sibling.
That's true. That's true. My little sister would be cool with that.
So, do you have family members that are artistic?
Yes, actually, my mom had me watching musicals ever since I started watching anything, pretty much. So my family's always been into shows and plays and stuff. I'm the only one that's going for, theater or anything like that. Any kind of show business, basically. But actually, both my little sisters are going for something artistic as well. One of them is going for art education. The other's going for fashion design. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Art education. That's like that's basically knowing all the painters and the sculptors and stuff.
No, that's actually like being an art teacher for
Oh,
like, yeah,
well, you still have to know all that though.
you do. Yeah, you do have to know a lot of it. But it's a lot of a lot more of the creative side than memorization, um, which I think she'll do really well at.
So how much younger are they than you?
Um, One of them's 18, the other's 20, and I'm 21. So we're
Oh,
all
okay.
around the same age. Yeah.
And y'all go to the same school?
No, thank God. Um, no, I'm going to the University of Wisconsin in River Falls. My younger two sisters are both going to the same school as each other, which is it's in Menominee, which is like 45 minutes from River Falls. Um, but that's, they're not going to the same school as me, so I'm good.
But they're still close enough.
They are close enough, so I'll be able to see them sometimes. But
That's very cool. What's your dad do?
my dad's a chef. He right now is working at Mystic Lake, catering for them. And my mom actually just became a nurse like 2 years ago. She graduated and she's a nurse now. So
Very, very cool. And would you like to introduce the trailer for the movie?
what?
Would you like to introduce the trailer for Lake Runs Red? We're going to show it.
Okay. This is the teaser trailer, the Halloween trailer from Lake Runs Red. Road trip. Woo! All right, so we are going to Lauren's cabin for the weekend. We have to study, but we're just gonna have fun. How far away would you say it is from school?
Too far.
But it's at a lake, right?
Who are you? Why are you doing?
Welcome back. And this here is the cast teaser trailer. If you want to introduce this one also, Lauren.
Yeah, this is the cast trailer for Lake Runs Red.
And we're back again. Well, Lauren, I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, and we got to have you back. Got to have you back when the movie officially comes out.
Yes, definitely. That'll
I
be fun.
mean, yeah, it'll be a blast. And you know, since this was one of your first, I don't know if this was your first interview, but since it was one of your first interviews,
Hmm.
you know, next time you'll be, a little more relaxed. I mean, you did fine today, but
Thanks.
you know. So, if people want to follow you or find you, where can they do it?
L Morris 6111 on Twitter.
Okay.
That's the best place to follow me, I would say. But Lake Runs Red itself is basically it's on our website www.lakerunsred.com. It's also Lake Runs Red is under Instagram and
And
Twitter
they got
and Facebook.
yeah, they got a Twitter. It's at Lake Runs Red. I know
Hmm.
that one.
Yep, and it's labeled Lake Runs Red for Instagram and Facebook as well.
Cool. Well, again, thank you for coming on.
Hmm. Thank you for having me.
And with that, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.